Hello, everyone, and here we are. We're going to look at Twitter today. Um, Now, the funny thing is, A, you've probably already heard of it. B, that's pretty much what you're going to do when you start creating your online identity. And I guess C is it's kind of funny, but this is my third time filming this particular video. I ran into a few snafus. We'll probably talk about those as we go through. Um, but yeah, it's kind of a fun thing to check out. But before we do that, let's check on Twitter and let's set the mood with one of the funny tweets that I recently came across. And it's from Twitter. Been there, tweeted that the best part is, everybody on social media does have a pretty decent sense of humor. Okay, so back to twitter.com. The cool thing about this site is that it is very simple. It's pretty much like Google, right? It's a business. We totally understand how it works. It's supported by advertising. There's links to everything that Twitter does. It's all scattered around. But when you come to the homepage, just like you would to a Google page, it's very simple what you need to do. Like the action is very clear. And they have kind of two benefits for that. Number one, they've spent many years trying to establish who they are. And, like tons of marketing, tons of press. This little blue bird is like recognizable throughout the world now. And the other thing is, it's just like when you come to Google, it's definitely made for the consumer, right? Google has a giant search box that you pretty much see when you come to their site. So the three value props that Twitter is centering on right now is follow your interests, hear what people are talking about, join the conversation. Their new tagline for 2019 or 2018 as well was see what's happening in the world right now. Very well written. And you pretty much have two options, right? You sign up or you log in, and there's even a faster way to log in right here. If you click this, I think it literally takes you to a separate page, which is kind of hilarious in like another way. So let's go back. The cool thing though is just like Google, there's all these links at the bottom of the site right down here, right? So if you go into about as an example, you pretty much see, this cool typing thing here. Twitter is what's happening in the world and what people are talking about right now. Captain Marvel just came out, so obviously you have a Captain Marvel kind of graphic there. When it happens on Twitter. See what people are talking about. This is all of their embeddable kind of tweets, and Game of Thrones is coming up, so pretty excited about that. That's coming out in April, so everyone's pretty much on top of that. See every side of the story, kind of definitely focusing on conversations, and spark a global conversation. Right, so kind of a really cool effect with all the hashtags there. See what's happening, and finally, this is when you actually see a legit footer on the site. So this is like their marketing site. You're pretty much seeing, the company, the values, safety, blog, brand resources, careers, investors, all of their advertising stuff, which is how they make their money. Developers, help center, and then all the marketing stuff, right? Like success stories, as an example. You can see, this is how Heinz released their new delicious mayo chup. Cross between mayonnaise and ketchup, I guess. And it's pretty much, over many, many years, they've just had the opportunity to A, build this brand, and then B, to, start talking about it. It's pretty awesome that now they can actually like embody social media. Whereas before, rewind like 10 years ago, they actually had to like do a ton of market development to kind of define what social media is. So yeah, definitely a lot of stuff to poke around here, but we're going to go through the onboarding flow. So let's get started. Let's click sign up. And immediately you see everything in a modal. Now, Twitter's been popular enough that they can get away with just like the little bird. But, it took like many years to kind of establish that bird means Twitter. And in the background here, you see kind of the interface as it will kind of magically appear after you complete the sign up process. So let's go through it. And you have an option to put in a phone number or using an email instead. We're going to use an email. And I created a special email for this. Oh, that's unfortunate. There we go. There's a cool little plus trick that you can use for Gmail. I'm using, this is a Google Apps account. So pretty much if you put like plus Twitter or whatever at the end of it, it's only the first part in front of the plus. So let's click next. Now that was a weird experience, right? The next button is up here. And then once you click it, the sign up button's down here. So you actually have to move your mouse. I guess they're trying to like keep this part really clean. But you know, their terms of service, their privacy policy, and cookie use. If you click terms of service, you'll actually see their entire terms of service. The kind of weird or interesting thing is, if you live in the United States, you have one, and then if you live in the European or outside, you have a different TOS. So that's kind of it's pretty fascinating. It's probably what happens when you're a big global brand. So cool. So we're gonna click sign up, and it goes with we sent you a code. Enter it below to verify my email address here. So let's switch over to the email. Here it is. Now that's kind of weird. Let's go back there. It's from Verify. Now I already verified a different email, so that's kind of why you see the 2 sign here. But it's pretty much, David, confirm your email address to get started on Twitter. So we click that, and then you get this email, right? So instead of Verify, it should be Verify from Twitter, or it should just be Twitter. So that's definitely something that they should clean up there when it comes into your inbox. And then the email reads, confirm your email address. There's one quick step you need to complete before creating your Twitter account. Let's make sure this is the right email address for you. Please confirm this is the right address to use for your new account. Please enter this verification code to get started on Twitter. Here it is. Verification codes expire after 2 hours. So this is like insanely verbose for what it needs to do. I think you could just delete this, right? Like the whole point is to confirm your email address. If you're already reading this, like there's no button to change to a different email address. So that's really weird. Cool. So let's just copy this. We're going to go back to Twitter. We're going to enter it in. If you didn't receive the email, you click this. Oh, that's really weird. Okay, so resend email or use phone instead. That's kind of weird that it's up here and not underneath here, right? There's a ton of space here. So why aren't you using that? But anyways, we already have this number. Cool, let's paste it in. And let's hit next. You'll need a password. Make sure it's 6 characters or more. Password. So if I type in password here, that's cool. So 2 things happened, right? Number 1, please enter a stronger password. And number 2, by putting the word password here, the hide and reveal is pretty sweet. It prevents for the confirm, but I personally am a fan of confirming the password rather than just revealing it. So I used a password manager. Shout out to LastPass. And what I'm going to do is I already generated it over here, and I'm just going to paste it in there. There it is. It's like a really long one. Cool. So we did that. It doesn't tell us that it's super weak. And let's hit next. I don't need to save this, so never. Pick a profile picture, have a favorite selfie, upload it now. Sure, why not? Let's do that. I got my photo here. Bam, there it is. Cool, let's go next. Describe yourself. What makes you special? Don't think too hard, just have fun with it. Hi. Websites. Find me on my main account, which is that. Sweet. All right. Next. What are you interested in? So, let's find a few things here. UX design. Let's throw that in there. I love the NFL, love the NBA. Do like just general news. I'm a big fan of pop, hip hop, and R&B. These are all true, by the way. And yeah, I live in San Francisco, so let's check up on some tech news. Cool. Let's hit next. All right. So suggestions for you to follow. When you follow someone, you see their tweets in your home timeline. Cool. So as we scroll down, I personally think this could be done in a better way. But let's try this. We're gonna follow CNN. Then, whoa, that's a weird interaction. If it comes off, there should just be like a cancel or something. This unfollow is kind of weird at the same time. Okay, so there we go. Oh, you can see this number increment here. So that's interesting. So let's just add a few more in here. Oh, everybody loves NASA. Let's do that. Got to follow Twitter. I don't know why they don't just make you defaultly follow Twitter and then force you to unfollow them. I don't know. It's probably harkens back to the MySpace days. Okay, I like the NFL. Adam Schefter usually just like posts about every single deal that happens. He's on top of things. Follow the NBA here. I live in the Bay Area, so let's follow Golden State Warriors. NBA on TNT is awesome. I love Kenny, Shaq, and Chuck. Oh, and definitely EJ. We got a ton of pop people. All right, that's good enough. 9's fine. All right, let's hit next. Turn on notifications. Get the most out of Twitter by staying up to date on what's happening. Allow notifications or skip for now. Let's just skip it. And then bam. Okay, here we are. So it filled out the layout that we saw in like the modal, the underlying layout. And for better or for worse, it's everything's there. But now it looks kind of like the Yahoo homepage from circa like, I don't know, 2005 or whatever. Now, it's not obvious what's next, but it's actually right here, right? So that's kind of like the weirdest part, but because there's progress bar, right? So I think the progress bar should be definitely way more well defined. Right now it's hidden. It's also weirdly at 65% complete. It doesn't make any sense, right? Like it should just be like 0% complete. Let's add a ton more information. So let's just go through it and we'll keep going. So add your birthday. Let Twitter celebrate with you. You're always in control of who can see it. It should be your date of birth, whether this account is for your business, event, or even your cat. It's pretty clever. It's a little wordy though. So let's pick a date. It's my made up birthday. I am pretty old, but there it is. What's this button here? Oh, that's not obvious. Okay. So this button here is who gets to know when your birthday is, right? So let's keep that locked down, and then let's lock that down, even though I'm doing this in a nice screen share so everybody online kind of knows what's going down. So let's save that. It brings us up to 83%. Where do you live? Oh, that's pretty amazing. I guess it uses my IP address. So live in San Francisco. So here we are. Hit save. That's weird. Like that just shifted down. 2 new tweets just came in, and then 2 on Twitter. Okay, that's fine. Then bam, your profile has been saved. This is a really cool graphic, and I think they could make this like even way happier. Your profile is complete. You can always make changes later. See my profile. Okay, let's click that. All right, so here's my profile. We've got your first tweet ready to go. The hashtag #myfirsttweet will help others find and chat with you. Okay, let's just hello Twitter. Okay, there we go. Boom, my first tweet. Nice one. All the tweets you write appear on your profile page. Your tweets also appear in your home timeline as well as the home timelines of the people who follow you. Okay. That is quite the sentence. And here's the funny thing. Every single new user sees the sentence, and it is quite possibly the most confusing thing. I think this could be better done as a bulleted list, right? Like all your tweets will appear on your profile. Like your tweets will appear A, on your profile page, B, in your home timeline, and C, in the home timelines of people who follow you. Like this sentence is insane. Also, since I'm a stickler of like nitpicking in designs, you got to figure out a way to not make the last line like freaking one character, man. That's crazy. It's just like, come on, man. You can definitely shorten this thing by at least one word, right? You can even take nice one out of there. Cool. So it says one new tweet. That's great. Let's close this. Okay, so all right, there's not that much more to do here. Hit edit profile. All right, I can add a header photo if I really wanted to, but let's not do that. You can change your theme color. So that's cool. Like, we can just like make it another blue. Profile's been saved. Okay. And this is the weirdest thing. So it gives me like another, well, I guess because my previous one is David Datnuyan 1. Yep. That's me. It automatically assigned David Datnuyan 2. All right. So we should change that. Nobody signs up. Like, I signed up with a previous account and it pretty much said David Nguyen and then it had like 7 numbers after it. Like, nobody signs up with like this kind of like gibberish. Well, this one's not as much gibberish, but you got to change this name, right? So I guess that's where you change it. But that's super not obvious. And the other thing is that, like, you're going to need a tweet again. That's kind of ridiculous, right? So you can click this button and then there's a modal. But then if you click up here, what's happening, it's in line. Why can't clicking this button trigger what's in line right here, right? Like, I think that's like the best use case. Obviously I think that they're shifting a lot more towards mobile. So, all right, just going through the Twitter onboarding flow. So let's click tweet. Nice. That was easy. Funny thing is my tweet count did not increase to 2. Now it does. So that's it's kind of fascinating there. If you click this. All right, info blinked. Somebody liked my very first tweet there, so that's good. Yeah, and it's kind of fascinating, right? Like, this thing keeps changing. There's so much going on the screen. And boom, look at this, right? Like, your account has been locked. What the hell? So my account appears to have exhibited unusual behavior that violates Twitter rules. To unlock your account, please complete the steps below and confirm that you are the valid account owner. What you can do. To unlock your account, you must do the following. Pass a Recaptcha challenge and verify your phone number. Tap start. Google may collect and use information about you, your device and browser. View Google's privacy policy. Okay, so this is exactly where I got stopped the last time, and all sorts of weird stuff went down. This is exactly why I have to film this again. So I was so happy that I got here. Just me clicking around and doing just normal things, like, should not trigger this. This is like such a bad first case, like, use. First time use case, whatever. Like, this is absolutely the worst thing. This took me about half an hour just to figure out like what the hell was going on. So let's film it. Let's see what's happening. I even created like another phone number through another service that's not my actual phone number to verify like the fact that I'm a human. It's pretty next level. So let's do this and we'll be on this journey together. Okay, so here we go. Let's click start. Are you a robot? No. So obviously I have to click this. This is a Recaptcha. If you're really curious about Recaptcha, I'll put a link in the description below. Recaptcha is actually super interesting technology. It's owned by Google, and that's probably why the privacy policy was there earlier on. It actually just looks at your mouse movements and then like detects if you're like a human or not. Cool. Select all images with a fire hydrant. All right, here's one. That's the bottom of one. Let's just include that. Oh, that one too. And click verify once there are none left. All right, there we go. Sweet. I am officially not a robot. All right, let's continue. All right, let's put in our phone number here. This is fascinating. So this is my fake phone number here. It's a pretty dope number, but it's still oh, it's an unsupported number. Man, they've just been following. They've been following along here. What is happening? 4, 5, 3, 2, 2. All right. No, that did not work. Okay. All right, let's find had a different option for a number here, so that's good. I knew this was going to happen, so I actually created a second number as well. So let's try that one out. All my other phone numbers have already been tagged with other Twitter accounts, so it's going to be really interesting to see how somebody gets through this. So, yeah, I'm just going to cut it off right here. And, I guess that's what it takes to use Twitter. So it's kind of a bad user experience, to be quite frank. And that's pretty much what I'm going to be kind of focused on here. It just sucks, right? Like every single person receives this flow, and how are you actually going to grow and maintain like people on this platform? Each person is creating an account for some obvious reason, and it's really funny that they actually had to put this in to pretty much lock down their user acquisition. So it's that deep into the process. We'll see how it goes. I'll probably unlock it another way on another day and probably follow up with this. So that there might be a part 2. So other than that, cheers, guys. There's links in the description if you want to kind of follow along and check out other things or learn a little bit more about some of the other things that I've mentioned here. Other than that, this has been the Twitter onboarding sequence. Sorry I couldn't make it all the way through. They kind of outfoxed me. So, we got to try a different way next time. All right. Cheers. Peace.